This is the Locked On Philadelphia Phillies postcast. I have no idea how I'm going to keep it together for this. That is one of the most brutal ends to a game you can imagine, much less a season. I have no idea what to say. I have no idea what to think, except pure anger. And I guess we're in it together.
This is the Phillies postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yes, this is the Locked On Phillies postcast. I'm Connor Thomas, filling in for Mark Farzetta. Your first listen every day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I don't know. I might just sit here silent for the time that I have to do this postcast. I don't know what to tell you, what to say. Orion Kirkring just threw the season away. I can't even focus on anything else. I can't focus on the offense. I can't focus on the manager. I don't have time for Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner today. I just don't. The end of that game is so brutal. That's Bill Buckner level of screwing over your team in the biggest spot. It's a comebacker to the mound. You don't have the wherewithal to just pick up the ball to throw it to first. And I understand, right? It's a big spot in the game and the adrenaline, you're on the road and the crowd noise and you see the play in front of you and a runner trying to go home. But that's elementary. From the first day in Clearwater down at spring training, pitchers are taught how to do that. And in the biggest moment, you cannot make those mistakes. It can't happen. We're going to talk about for the rest of our lives, the Orion Kirkring play. It will be one of the black marks on Philadelphia Phillies sports fandom. This is going to be something that I don't know how any of us will ever get over. I won't be over it tomorrow. I won't be over it in a week. I won't be over it in a month. I won't be over it in a year. I don't know how I can see that guy be on the baseball team anymore. And there are going to be plenty of changes for the Philadelphia Phillies this offseason. Plenty of roster turnover with the free agents and all the stuff that's going to change. There may be a managerial change. There are a lot of things on the table for the Philadelphia Phillies, and there will be time for that when the dust settles. But the dust is absolutely not settled. The dust is in my eyes, and I'm ticked off as all hell. That's where we're at right now. I'm seeing red, and not the good kind of red, not red October red. No, just I can't believe it ended that way. I really can't. Of all the ways that you thought the Phillies could die in that baseball game, of all of the players that could have come up big or come up small, of everything that could have happened that could have ended your season. You know, when you go down 2-0, you kind of get to a point of near acceptance, right? You're going to root on your team and you're going to hope they find a way to pull off a miracle comeback, but you can't ever prepare yourself for that. And I immediately hated the decision by Rob Thompson to go to Orion Kirkring there. Not because I thought he was going to do that. I don't know if anyone could have conceivably believed that that was possible from a major league athlete in that type of spot. But because with runners on base, he's been terrible all year. And you had Jesus Luzardo, who I know, he looked like he was starting to get hit around a little bit. But I'd rather live and die with Jesus Luzardo than Orion Kirkring, especially in that spot. And I know you want to go righty-righty. I don't care about the matchup. I care about the guy. I care about the person on the mound. Who is ready for this moment and who's not? And clearly, Orion Kirkring was not ready for the moment. So part of this blame has to be put on Rob Thompson for putting him in a spot that his inherited runners percentage would tell you he was not ready for. And I don't know, man. There's so much good that the Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff did tonight. Cristopher Sanchez went out and dominated. Jesus Luzardo was huge in relief. Matt Strahm with a big-time inning out of the bullpen. A lot of people love to hate on Matt Strahm. Matt Strahm's never going to do that. I don't know, man. How many ways can you break down one of the most brutal things you've ever seen in the immediate aftermath? There are other things that we're going to get into as we continue to break stuff down. I mean, Jhoan Duran, he cannot walk in the tying run. You're not even in extra innings if he doesn't walk in the tying run in the eighth inning. That's just an absolute mess. Or the seventh inning. I apologize. My brain is all scrambled right now from losing my mind after the end of that game. But you've got to come in out of the bullpen and throw strikes. I mean, Orion Kirkring walks a guy ahead of that to even set up that situation. And it's just coming out of the bullpen and not throwing strikes is the cardinal sin for relievers. And maybe it's just that the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen wasn't good enough. Maybe at the end of the day, that will be the story of this series. I mean, it will have the footnotes of the manager. And of course, maybe a co-headline with the top of the order again going silent tonight. Like Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, great. You hit in game 3. But at the end of the day, with the chips down on the table in game 4, because it takes 3 games to win a series, those guys came up small again. And I mean, I can't get over any of this tonight from the Philadelphia Phillies. Turner, 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts. Schwarber, 1 for 5, 2 strikeouts. Harper, 0 for 4. That's unbelievable. You take out game 3, and they had 1 hit per game in the other 3 games in those series. The top 3 guys in your lineup that are making by far the most money on this team. And they deserve some of the anger tonight too. Like the immediate reaction is Kerkering. What in the world are you doing? How can you ever step on a mound again for this Philadelphia Phillies team? And then when you start to think about it, you got to believe that you shouldn't even be in that situation if the top of your order creates anything at all that you can build on, but they didn't. This baseball team is so maddening. You know what I'm making the claim for going forward? As long as this is the core of the Philadelphia Phillies, which, hey, it could change this offseason. Who knows? But as long as Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and Kyle Schwarber are batting at the top of the order for this baseball team, I don't give a damn about regular season wins anymore. I don't care if you win 96. I don't care if you win 116. All that's going to matter is if these guys show up in the postseason. Hit 56 home runs in the regular season. I don't care. Show me it in October. Lead the National League in batting average. I don't care. Show me it in October. Win 2 MVPs in your career. Have a $300 million contract. I do not care. Show me it in October. Man, this team. You think back to 22 and 23, and they seemed like the perfect October baseball team. And I don't know what switched. I don't know if it was the pressure. I don't know if it was the missed opportunity of the Diamondback series in the NLCS in 2023 that just caused this team to completely collapse when it comes to October baseball. But at the end of the day, what they've done is not remotely good enough. And you should be angry at this team. There's no defeatist mentality of I give up. No, there's anger about how this team handled their business in the postseason this year. They did not get the job done. And I don't want to hear anything about, the pressure of Red October at Citizens Bank Park. I don't want to hear about anything as far as, oh my goodness, there's a lot of stress on these guys because there's in the series and this core could be over as Mark Farzetta joins us on the postcast. I mean, this is just flat out ridiculous, dude. I can't do it.
First off, sorry for just abruptly bumping in. I didn't realize it was just going to come up like that. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Connor, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for doing it. You're doing an awesome job on the Daily Phillies show. So I appreciate you stepping in on the postcast, especially on a horrible night like this. Orion Kerkering just finding ways to let inherited runners score. An absolute gut punch of the end of the season, end of that series, obviously. He got the ball he needed to get out of that jam. First off, I think he made a terrible decision to even go home with it. The decision was worse than the throw, which is hard to do. And then to not throw to first in that situation, an absolute gut punch. It was terrible. But, I mean, obviously, I know you're going to cover this extremely well. I just want to say thank you to you. I want to say thank you to everyone that followed Postcast throughout the entire season. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, not just for me, but also for Connor, for the daily podcast as well, on Locked On Phillies. This is just absolutely enraging, and it's going to take a while for Phillies fans to bounce back from this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sucks. I just want to show you real quick what my apartment looks like with just if you ever doubt whether we do this just to do this and we don't actually care about the results of the game, I don't know how I'm going to get over this one, Mark.
Did you let a rabid dog loose in your apartment? Good Lord,
I am the rabid dog tonight, man.
All right, well, hey, Phillies fans, I hate to do it, but we got to shift to next year. But this one is going to linger for a long, long time. Pretty much the entire offseason. And it's not going to go away until the Phillies show us that they can actually perform in the postseason. Connor, thanks again. And to everyone, again, that followed Postcast throughout the year, thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you tonight. But yeah, I'll be talking to you guys throughout the offseason.
Absolutely. Thanks for jumping in, Mark. And we're going to talk a little bit about that offseason coming up as we continue. But let's get to some of our wonderful sponsors here on Locked On Phillies. And Mark, you enjoy the rest of the Birds game. Hopefully that at least goes better.
Thanks, buddy.
My goodness. All right. So let's